Now we need to remove the extra ears that we've got, and we need to do this on the deer layer. We are not going to work on the background image. You want to save that image just in case you mess up so that you can go back to the original. So you can Command J to get a copy. We are going to work on the copy. If you remember back to our Introduction to Photoshop assignment, we worked with what's called the stamp tool. So grab your stamp tool and use that to copy the snow around the ear and make it look like there's no ear there. Hold down Alt and click the area and start copying. Might be helpful to change the opacity down, and also remember that you want to control the hardness of the brush. You want a hard brush to go around the edge of the actual antler, and then we'll come back with a soft brush to soften up any lines that we may have created. So let's go ahead and do that. You'll have to go over it a couple times if you make the opacity a little bit lower. Now you might get to this point and think, oh dear, I have messed up, something's gone wrong. This part is not working for me. But that's because I've gotten to where the pig is, and the pig is on a different layer, so it is not affecting what I'm doing right now. Okay. Now, if you end up doing something like this, see I have copied this section right here and placed it right here, so I have a repeat shape. You may want to go back a few, so Alt Command Z to undo a couple so that you don't end up with that. It's always better to undo and redo rather than to try to fix old mistakes. Now that I've gone around the edge of the horn here, and let's go ahead and zoom out, or the antler, and that's what we've got. See, it looks kind of splotchy. That's what I was saying about the hard brush. So we'll come back in with a soft brush now. Right click and soften that brush up. And we'll come back in and clean up all that mess that we made. Okay, once you feel like you're finished, zoom out and take a look. I think that looks pretty good. Now for the other ear, which is not quite as noticeable, but you can see it if you zoom in, this guy right there. This is pretty simple because it's all pretty similar in color and texture. So Alt again and remove that ear. I think that pretty well does this picture. If you have enough space, you can go to image size, and you can crop if it's more than 8 by 10. For example, if I crop this, I could take off a little bit of the side if I wanted to, or I could make it more of a portrait like that. And we could see if it'll allow me to do that. Make sure you go back and check to see if it's still going to be a good size, and it is. So we could leave it like that. You might check with a neighbor to make sure that nothing looks off, like maybe you didn't pull out an antler, or maybe you've got an extra ear or an extra toe somewhere that you shouldn't. So just check and see what's needed and take care of your picture. Go ahead and do this one and then go back and find an image that you want to do for yourself.